Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are going to take a look at some of the stuff shown off at the Australian Championship Warhammer preview, which all of this arrived on Saturday. A couple of things. Firstly, I apologise for any background noise to this video. It is Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK, and everyone in the house is asleep but me, hence why I'm recording this now. Except everyone else within like a 10-mile radius of my house is having a barbecue and playing massively loud music. So there might be a little bit of background noise, but we'll try not to let that seep in. And also, this is a couple of days late because I had my 2 goals by myself all weekend, which was really nice, but a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old take a hell of a lot of looking after, and oh dear God was I too tired to even attempt to talk into a microphone by the time I was done. So a little bit late. But it's fine, we got there in the end. One of the important things here is the first thing for this, honour through annihilation. Chances are that if you're reading this, you've started a Chaos Space Marines army lately, or at the very least been tempted to. I mean, let's face it, who hasn't been tempted to start a Chaos Space Marines army, given all of the goodies they've had recently? Although, admittedly, I had already started one, so both of those applies to me, because I actually nearly ended up buying some stuff to start some Word Bearers as well, even though I'm still doing my Emperor's Children. But I didn't, because I was good. Anyway, who can blame you? New troops, a legendary born, and more to get your gauntlets on. Things couldn't be better for Chaos, right? Wrong. And then there is this, which we will do a quick look at, because it makes me so excited. It's so good. I really like the way they've done the art style for this, because it starts out so innocent and then ends up so clearly bad wrong. To be honest, this could apply to a few different things. Although, to be honest, I'm more leaning towards this being a strictly 40k thing. I mean, it says get ready for carnage on a colossal scale, and I know a few people think that might be related to Adeptus Titanicus as opposed to Warhammer 40k, but it does say there will be more news about these heretical knights real soon. That, to me, specifies that it's knights, not Knight Titans, and that kind of suggests that we might actually get some proper plastic Chaos Knights kits, which makes me really, really happy, because Renegade Knights are cool, Chaos Knights are cool. It'll be nice to have an official way of building them, much though I am a fan of making your own, obviously. Actually having the option to have like a Forge World style one, but just all in plastic, would be really nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. There's also a bit more about Warcry, and talking about the untamed beasts, which are hailing from the jagged savannah in Gur. Really, it doesn't matter about the background stuff, because I just love the look of these guys. They have got like a proper... It's like a proper chaosy Conan feel to them. I really like the models for these guys. A little bit... Obviously a bit over-stylized in some ways, like the big bone axe and bone sword. I mean, bone swords really should be the property of Slaanesh, but never mind. Overall, though, they're just really cool models. They're nice, funky, interesting barbarian models. There's some cool stuff going on with the weapons especially. I like the fact that they're not just kind of standard metal for a good number of these guys. It's actually something a little bit more barbaric and brutal than that, which I'm a big fan of. And of course, I'm looking at these, and immediately I was like, on the one hand, I want these so I can paint them and use them in Warcry, because look at them, they're really cool. And then I immediately thought, and also, if ever I need some sort of horrendous barbarian war party for D&D to throw up against the players, they would fit in pretty well with that as well. Of course, they are hugely, ridiculously muscled, as you would expect, but to be honest, it kind of works. They're all so over the top and like cartoony barbarian that I think it works pretty well. Yeah, I really like these models. I think they're doing a good job on this extra chaos stuff that is coming with Warcry. And of course, you know, all body types represented, sort of, not really, but you've also got some skinnier, heavily muscled dudes, instead of just some massive tank, heavily muscled dudes. So there's a nice contrast there. I do like the dual wielding guys as well. They don't look quite as like mad as the guys with the two-handed weapons and stuff. In fact, I get a kind of Mad Max vibe off some of these guys in a way. I think it's probably the face harness with the hair on top. It kind of gives me a Road Warrior vibe off a few of them. But yeah, they look really, really cool. And I do like this chap here. That's a nice sculpt. That that looks awesome. It's more coherent than the last Chaos Beastie they showed off. I can't remember exactly what that was even called. I just remember not liking it very much. This feels a lot more coherent. It's obviously still very over the top, but yeah, I like that design a fair bit more, to be honest. There's also a bunch of scenery for Age of Sigmar, which, to be honest, I quite like. It looks quite nice. I don't know if I'd ever find a use for it. Perhaps it could be turned to 40k in some way. You could maybe do a bit of a corrupted version of it for Chaos or something like that. But the chances are similar things would come for Chaos anyway. Just for random scenery, it could be good. But it is quite AOS focused, of course, because that's what it's for. But yeah, it does look nice. I do like it. That especially, I have to admit, I do like that as a nice centre terrain piece. But yeah, some nice work. The most important thing, though, forgetting all of that, is down here. Because there is, right here, a named Iron Father. Look at this. Look at this lad. So, it's safe to say, it's safe to make an assumption off the back of this, right? We've got a named Iron Father. They're doing it. They're giving Iron Hands a character? Oh my god, what is this timeline we're in? I really like it. The platform boots are a little bit weird, not going to lie. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Do all Marks of Gravis armour already have that gap in the boot? I don't think they do. I don't remember seeing it on my Gravis Captain. But that one minor quirk aside, this is exactly what I would expect a Primaris Tech Marine to look like. It looks really good. It's got some interesting kind of, like, there's some stuff that I wasn't sure about, but actually do kind of, in hindsight, like. Like, for instance, the arcade machine claw on the top there, I wasn't entirely convinced of the first time I saw this model, but it has grown on me quite a bit. And to be honest, much though I'd prefer to have a full, like, Mechadendrite with a claw on the end, I still like that. It looks a bit more rugged, a bit more industrial, which actually I think is a nice kind of counter to just how sleek and modern sci-fi the Primaris look as a whole. This looks a lot more clunky, a lot more utilitarian than a lot of the Primaris stuff to me. It's got a more rugged edge to it, which I quite like. I'm assuming, looking at that he has obviously he's got a heavy bolter, he's got the claw, he's got the massive axe with a wrench on the other side, just in case you need to tighten something after murdering some sort of heretic. I'm guessing that on the end of the Mechadendrite thing is a plasma cutter of some kind. It looks like that's what it is. It'd be interesting to see if there was a way that perhaps you could switch things around, maybe have different options on different parts, although I'm not holding my breath for that because so far the Primaris stuff has not had a huge number of options to begin with. But it's a solid model. It does look really good. It's nicely bulked up. There are enough kind of subtle changes from the Gravis plate that you see in the Captain and the Aggressors. I think it works pretty well. I will say that I'm hoping and I'm assuming that this will mean that we get Primaris Tech Marines, that it's not just a named Iron Father. I mean, if they're building this model, I think it is safe to assume that we'll have some form of Primaris Tech Marine on the way. I mean, at the moment we've got what? We've got the Chaplain, we've got the Apothecary, we've got any number of Lieutenants. What is the other one we've got? We've got Librarians. We've got a couple of different flavours of Librarian now. But as far as I remember, and I'm pretty sure we don't already have a Tech Marine, this looks like it could well be filling that gap. And it's decent. It's a decent model. It's got the pose down pat. Obviously, you've got to have the nice heroic pose, even if it does show off the platform boot, which, again, a little bit weird. But overall, that's a solid Tech Marine model, in my opinion. And will hopefully mean that we have a whole bunch of other Tech Marine-esque models to go with it. I mean, after all, I need Tech Marines because otherwise, I could go Blood Angels and get more Dreadnoughts to fill my Dread army, but I do kind of like the idea of having a guy in there repairing them in the field. If there are a bunch of like Primaris Tech Marines incoming, or just one and this Iron Father, and the one just uses the same model, because I wouldn't put it past them at this point, let's be totally honest, I'd be okay with that, because that is a solid effort. And to be honest, it's just nice seeing the Iron Hands get something. I was like, wait, what? What? A named Iron Father? A named one? An actual character? Good lord. Just amazing. Flat out amazing. And of course, judging by previous rumours over the last few weeks, this does mean that Iron Hands will be receiving their own codex soon. That's not true. I've made that up. That's not even a rumour. I've not heard that. That was just a joke. Don't take that seriously. Anyway, it looks great. I really like this guy. And I think actually a Primaris model that I will rush out and buy when he becomes available, because God knows I need Tech Marines for my chunky Dreadnought boys. So yeah, those are the fun stuff from the Australian preview. There's some nice stuff in there. The Warcry stuff still looks great. Looking forward to seeing what happens with those Chaos Knights. I'm hoping for some fun actual Chaos Knights kits, some proper Renegade kits. That would be great. And of course, this guy looks solid. Let me know what you think of all of that in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon video, subscribe, all that shit. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to, and I will see you for the next one. Toodaloo.